Hey everybody, it's Trent from Austin Custom Brass. Hope you're having a fantastic day out there today. Today's mini lesson is quite applicable for my own personal use, and I hope you'll find this to be slightly insightful as well. It's all about adjusting to different mouthpiece sizes. And in this case, we're going to use the same exact rim on everything. I've been recently absolutely loving playing this old 1956 Conn 28A Constellation cornet. It's a small cornet. It's eventually what the Conn Constellation trumpet became, but it's a very fickle horn, we'll say it that way, and it's supremely mouthpiece sensitive. So one of the things I thought I'd do is make a whole bunch of mouthpieces in the same rim to try them out, and it actually, the past maybe week or so, has led me to this video about certain things that I do to help find center of each particular mouthpiece. One of the things that people always say to me is like, do you play a certain size? And I always say, oh, what day is it? Oh, it's today, it's a Saturday, for instance. And I'm like, okay, so today's mouthpiece is A curse and maybe a little bit of a blessing is the fact that I can adjust from mouthpiece 1 to mouthpiece size 20 very easily. The only mouthpiece that I ever have a little bit of an issue in this shop is playing my Elgato, which is the mouthpiece based off of Cat Anderson's mouthpiece. So that's a little insane. But one thing I will say is that it didn't just happen overnight. It's because I've always been a tinkerer, either when I was teaching college and trying to set up students for instruments, or just in my own personal journey trying to find what worked for me. I think lately what I've been trying to do is downsize a little bit and going from, for years I was playing a Mount Vernon 3C, our MV3C, which is a great playing mouthpiece. It's just a little too big for certain types of playing that I want. So I've moved now to my 3CS rim, which is, if Bach made a 4C, it would be right around there. It's a small 3C. It's based actually on a 3C. We have 13 Bach 3Cs on file, and they're all different. But this one's a particularly beautiful, efficient 3C. So the piece I'll start playing, and I'll do the same sort of playing test on each thing. I like doing similar playing tests to see where the efficiency is in the mouthpiece. And everything is related. So when I say efficiency in a mouthpiece, I mean in terms of the blow response, how it feels this way, but also how it feels in the horn in terms of where's the resistance? Where do you want resistance? And that's a good question to ask yourself. Do you want a lot of front end resistance? You want it to feel like there's a lot of compression behind the horn so that you can use a very light airstream or a very focused airstream and let the mouthpiece do the work? Or do you want your efficiency to go into the horn where it feels wide open? So here's I'll show you the cup depth. Hopefully you can see it. Maybe if I can get it. No, it's a little hard to see with this light. Let me turn the light down. Maybe you'll be able to see it a little bit better. There we go. This is my 3CS-C cornet cup, which is a little deeper than our actual C cup. So first, maybe do some bends on each thing. You know, I'm a huge proponent of bends in general, but where the mouthpiece wants to slot the resistance. Then do an open partial. Can't talk this morning, it's too cold. Just by doing that, you'll feel where the blow resistance is. And I'm going to go from one extreme all the way to the other extreme, which this is our A cup. And I'm going to turn the light back down so you can see. Sorry about the change in light, but look how deep that is. That's actually deeper than our flugelhorn cup. It's very similar to our FX series, if you know our FX series in our trumpet line. This now will obviously make the horn sound a lot darker. But if I do that same bending exercise, it wants wants to lock me in a little bit because I have to figure out where the airspeed goes inside the cup to make the resistance. Same thing with the open partials. You figure out where that is. Also, single note articulations are wonderful to feel where the mouthpiece wants to put the resistance. In this case, the resistance is far into the horn. There's hardly any resistance in this mouthpiece to help me. So I have to figure out what do I need to do as a player to adjust to that. You could still play in the upper register with super deep mouthpieces, but it takes an acclimation. Let's compare that to, again, I'll turn the light down here so you can see it. This is a PT cup, so this is now a 3CS PT. So it's our piccolo trumpet cup, which is about an E cup if you want to use a Bach nomenclature. Do the same thing. The bending is quite easy on this because there's so much resistance in the mouthpiece. So it's a super resistant mouthpiece, which in this horn, because it's a small bore, it's actually quite a wonderful combination. But these are the things that, I think, honestly, these are the things that you have to decide where you want resistance. Do you want it further in your horn? Do you want it, like, you want it to have no resistance? Do you want a lot of front end resistance? There's really no good decision in terms of what you choose. You're really looking for the following, in my opinion. One, how does it respond? Is it responding really easily? Because that's something that is so lovely to have in a mouthpiece that you just don't have to think about. Two, how's the articulation? Because if you can't tongue on a mouthpiece, then it's quite challenging to actually use it. There was before I opened my shop, there was another mouthpiece maker, great mouthpiece maker, and he made this mouthpiece. The backboard was so open and completely out of balance, in my opinion, I couldn't articulate on it. And any note above the staff, regardless of any body positioning that I was doing, was 30, 40, 50 cents sharp. So that was, the mouthpiece was out of balance for me. And now it works for a whole bunch of other people, and that's great. But for me, how do you figure that out? Bends, single note articulations, lip flexibilities, simple things that you can replicate quite easily, and short examples. Nothing more than 4 to 8 measures because you want to remember how it works. Hope that helps. If you have a chance, hit that subscribe button. Oh, actually, I put the subscribe button right above the Conch horn. And again, thanks so much for your great support of ACB. We really appreciate all you guys do for us. Hope you enjoy these mini lessons, and if you have a suggestion, post them here on the comments. Take care.